What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. Well, it's showtime. Tomorrow, Friday, the 1-for-9 reverse split in Muln will take place. Last trade at 1:16 in the afternoon, 10:72. So as I just tweeted, is the first reaction the wrong reaction, and we're going to actually close higher? Was I right in telling you to buy Mcom last trade 0644 yesterday when it was 6 cents a share? And where do I actually think it's going to go? Was the CPI actually bearish? And that's why we've given up a 500-point rally in the Dow. All that and more coming up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thursday. I'm not supposed to be here today. In full disclosure, I just inhaled a giant plate of pad thai with an old friend of mine, and I'm washing it down, as you can see, with a Starbucks. So if I look and sound like a beach whale, now you know why. But might I suggest that you ask small children and anyone who has a problem with profanity to leave the room, because I am going to go off the Richter scale today on a number of things. First of all, as I just said, it's just past 1 o'clock here in the East Coast. Last trade 1080. When we saw the news come out in Muln about 15 minutes ago, it shot up to 1140. Then we immediately gave it up. Here come the paper hands. Here comes the setup, or what I called yesterday the bear trap. I am bullish. I actually think this thing's going to reverse split and hold $1 for 10 to at least 15 days. Get the green check from NASDAQ somewhere around $1.50, and it may, 3 months thereafter, when they turn on the printing press in January and start issuing more stock, it may go down under $1. But as I said 24 hours ago, if that does happen, we'll get a 6-month extension and arguably another one if we need it. So here's the deal. And I said this yesterday. I'm going to say it again. Anytime you buy a stock under $1, and that includes Muln, Mcom Ttoo, which I'll try to remember to get to. Did you make a mistake not getting out this morning at 39 and change? Anytime you're buying a stock under $1, there's a potential that it's a scam. You have to be open to any and all possibilities. You believe absolutely nothing you hear and not even half of what you see. They're all lying. Every single one of these motherfuckers are lying to you, and I'm talking about the CEOs. It's just a question of how much. And before I go any further as to why I'm bullish on Muln, Mcom, and I would have been out of Ttoo, let me address a basement dweller or two that is piped up in the last 24 hours. For the record, this channel started about 3 years ago when I helped raise billions of dollars for small business owners in the EIDL program, both loans and grants. Nobody paid me a fucking dime. And unlike some of these clowns that you'll see on social media, no one has ever paid me, not David, not Sal, not any stock I've bought for 125 winners, 744% gains through July 31st of this year. No one has paid me a dime to recommend the stocks. No one ever has. No one ever will. I have developed my own proprietary process over the last 30 years. Half of that as broker from 93 to 2007. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, unlike most of you out there. So, one more time before we talk about the issues at hand. No one is paying me for followers. No one is paying me to recommend their stock. No one owns yours truly. I still think Joe Biden's the worst fucking president in U.S. history. And yes, I've actually lost a third of my premium members because I swear like a drunken sailor, and no matter what, at all costs, I'm going to tell you the truth. Not used to the Starbucks cup. Cheers. 1088 on Muln. Before I get there, quickly, and I'm bullish. Mcom last trade 0655. Is it as good as it was yesterday at 06? No. And in case you didn't hear what I just fucking said, I've never talked to David. I've never talked to Sal by email, by phone, by any of these fucking CEOs. Everything that I do, which again would have turned 10 grand into 84,400, is coming from right here and right fucking here. Nobody owns me. Nobody has. Nobody ever will. You need to be very careful with Mcom. It is massively oversold. However, the CEO of the company is notorious to pumping the stock. We've seen what, half a dozen times it go as high as plus 70% in the pre-market and come back down. So I don't know what's going to happen over the course of the next 2 or 3 days. I'm simply telling you that this stock that's down 99.7% or thereabouts year to date is massively oversold. It's got a tremendous name, which I've said many times before, in micro-mobility. Somebody could come in and take them over. They've got about 25 or maybe even close to $30 million worth of cash. They're about to launch a store. We're going to find out with earnings and potentially a merger with YAYO. So at 0667, last trade, it's massively undervalued in my opinion. But if you're buying stocks like TTOO quickly at 39, or if this starts running to 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then you're chasing it, wrong. You buy red, you sell green. You buy the dip, you sell the rip. When everyone's fucking bullish in a chat room and the rockets are going off, you need to take the other side of the trade 99 times out of 100. And while 99.9% of you will never pay me a fucking dime, and that's okay, 0.1% or 0.1%, a little over 200 people of our 200,000 around the world are going to pay me $2 a day, not only to recommend their company, but to get inside of our Discord starting next week. You got to have a premium membership at trysmallbiz.com. With that said, quickly, what's the deal with TTOO followed by Muln? You're at even odds. Last trade 34.5 on TTOO. As I said yesterday, never turn, actually I didn't say this, but I'm going to say it now. Never turn a trade into an investment. If you're one of these people that was sympathetic to the story, you understand that the CEO has a heart transplant and he's a sepsis survivor, and you can honestly fucking tell me with a straight face when it was 7 and 8 cents when we were buying that you believe it's worth $2 or $3 a share, God bless you. I hope it works out for you. But for the rest of you motherfuckers, if I would have said to you when there was talk a month ago of a reverse split and they did a massive 200 million share plus at the market offering, when it was trading at 7.5 cents, when this guy right here was telling you to buy it, if I'd have said to you, I'll give you 45 cents for it right now, and you got 3 seconds to tell me, 3, 2, 1, sold, you would have taken it. You had a 6-bagger, and most of you, at least some of you, didn't take it. So now that the stock is in limbo, flip a coin. I shared a few hours ago on Twitter at TrySmallBiz a couple of biotechs that are down 70 to 80% today. One was because of a bad or a negatory on the FDA ruling. Another was a Chapter 11. When you're playing biotechs like TTOO or any of the others that we've traded, LHDX went from 12 cents to $1.50. It's worth 0.001. That's called less than a penny. You're taking a huge chance. If they get a negative ruling on TTOO, you're looking at 10 or 15 cents in a reverse split. If you can handle that risk, fine, stay in the trade. If you get a positive ruling and there isn't anyone that's not already in the boat betting on that, you might get 50 cents to $0.75. If it's me, I'm pulling the ripcord, especially if it's choking, because there's something called buy the rumor and sell the news. If you're still with me, and according to our analytics, only 40% of you are, why am I bullish on Muln? Last trade 1091. Again, in case you're just crawling out from under a rock, within the last hour or so, they officially confirmed the 1-for-9 reverse split, which is tomorrow. 1125 or thereabouts represents 1-for-9, $1. So I think it's going to close somewhere in and around that level. We've been as high as 1140 as we approach 130. Since the announcement, we've been as low as far as I can see right now, somewhere around 1065, 1070. I think that they're going to get compliance. Why do I think that? I think, based on the research that I've done, and no, I've never had a fucking conversation in any form with David or anyone at Muln. I do all this on my own, and yeah, I'm down from 50 cents on Muln, a quarter on Mcom. I think it's for real. Even though we got black and white photos and we want to see in-color video over the course of the next few weeks as we head into the September 5th deadline, they have over $200 million in cash. They know damn well that they had to do a 1 for 9 in order to not only save face with the shareholders, but if we do go back under $1 once we get compliance, which I believe we're going to get over the next few weeks, they have a chance to get an extension. But if they went big and the lawyers apparently wanted them to go 1 for 50 or 1 for 100, it would have been a paper machine, right? It would have been a lifestyle company. You would have lost 99.9% of your money along with me, and it would have been an absolute fucking bend over the desk. Plus, plug your ears late. Yeah, yes, by the way, haven't you lost a lot of money with your sexual innuendo? Yeah. But when you lose both of your parents in the last 7 or 8 years, your grandparents are gone. You get to be my age at 53. Even though I feel real fucking good, you realize that life is short. It's time to say what you mean and mean what you say. So if I don't talk about bending you over the desk all the way in and up, out the other side without any lube, I'm not being myself. If I'm not swearing, I'm not being myself. If I'm not insanely passionate about what I do, I'm not being my fucking self. So I believe with every ounce of my being, and I could be wrong, that Muln is going to maintain compliance over the course of the next few weeks. 155 is my guess when we finally get the announcement. It'll trade if they're smart, and I think, as I said yesterday and again today, I think big money's got it pinned. I think they've got a pile of cash, $25 million on the buyback, probably another 25 or more from someone. Maybe it's Securitas, maybe it's two of the other insiders that have got millions of dollars, but it feels to me, it sounds to me, 11 cents on the dot right now, that big money has got it pinned. What do I mean? They reverse it. Tomorrow, we can't afford any days, not one fucking day below $1. Don't be surprised if they close it 110, 112, 115. Few days later, more news comes out, $1.25. Few days later, more news comes out, we shoot to 1.5. It comes back down to 1.25. Sometime between now and September 5th, in and around $1.55, I think they're going to get the check mark. If you're smart, David, you have your law firm that's going after the naked shorts, in addition to announcing no more dilution for the rest of the year. Come out with the names. Is it Hindenburg? Is it Citadel? Is it Susquehanna? Is it, let all those motherfuckers come after me too. Who is it that you're going after in terms of the illegal naked short selling? Give us names. Give us corporate directors. Give us how much you're going to go after them for. We want somebody's head in the guillotine in the midst of this run to get compliance between now and September 5th. But again, in case you're not fucking listening to me, I could be dead wrong. But if you're following me on Twitter, I'm right 81.6% of the time for 125 wins, 15 losses for, wait for it, 744% gains net as of July 31st, 2023. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that I love you and thank you so very much for watching.